And we are live, folks. Welcome to the Sit Down Standard, the podcast celebrating all the amazing things you could do while sitting, whether it's enjoying movies, watching television, or playing games. I'm one of your hosts, David Bray. I'm joined, as always, by my cohort, Mr. Gerald Bales.
Hi.
I wanted the dramatic pregnant pause there. As always, if you are listening to the audio version, go to YouTube. Go to youtube.com/sitdownstandard. We broadcast all of our podcasts through a video feed, so you can watch all of that. We put lots of cool things in there. But before we get into any more into the podcast, I want to alert everybody. This is going to be the last announcement for our contest that is ongoing right now, our giveaway.
Come on, guys.
It's the June for St. Jude's giveaway. So we have over 29 prizes, and that includes bundled prizes.
Over 29, probably.
No, well, if you count the individual games that are within bundles.
Yeah.
So lots and lots of great stuff that we're giving away. Essentially, all you need to do to enter, it's very simple. All you need to do is go to stjude.org/donate. Donate at least $5. It's charity. Come on, people. You can donate as much as you want. And then snap a photo of your donation and then post it to pretty much any social media.
You're going to pound it.
Pound SDS giveaway, or hashtag for you younger viewers. Hashtag SDS giveaway. That'll put you into the contest. Or you can just email it to us, sitdownstandard at gmail.com. A lot of people are doing that.
And in case you haven't listened to our other shows, I'm looking at it right here in the corner. Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah. It's a lot.
There's so much stuff here, guys.
You know what's funny? I was going to put everything on the table, and I got about like a quarter of the way through, and the table, you wouldn't see us anymore. So there's plenty of good stuff. We've got tons of great board games. We've got Dice Masters. We've got One Night Ultimate Werewolf. We've got Werewolf. There's the problem there. We've got a bundle of Avalon Hills games, like Acquire, Betrayal at House on the Hill. We've got Vegas Showdown.
There's a bag of poop over here, guys. You don't win it all.
There's a game called Poop the Game from Breaking Games. They also gave us Letter Tycoon. So, I mean, there's a ton of great stuff to win.
Something for everybody.
So definitely sign up, or enter, I should say. Just, again, go to stjude.org/donate. At least $5. Put it on your Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter.
And put it on your Instagram. Make it public so all your friends are like, oh, wow, that Billy there.
Yeah.
Nice guy donating. I'm going to donate too.
Exactly. Now, there are two limitations. You have to be a resident of the continental U.S.
Sorry, Puerto Rico.
Yeah, sorry. As well as it's limited to one entry per person. So you can donate as much as you want. And again, tell your family, relatives, friends, enemies. Who cares?
Sorry, UK.
Sorry, UK.
Are they a state now? Now that they
sovereign
left Europe, right? They're not Europe anymore?
Sovereign country.
They can join us. So cool over here, guys.
Reunite the UK and the United States. There you go. But again, just lots of great stuff to give away, so definitely go donate. And this is your last chance because June 30th is the last day to enter, because we're going to be announcing all the winners on our July 4th episode.
You still have not told me. Apparently you have stuff that's planned.
I have some stuff planned. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, we'll probably at least light a sparkler indoor or something.
Someone's finger is getting removed from their hand by the end of this show. I guarantee it.
All right. So let's get into the first part of every episode. Oh, what you doing? Oh, what you doing? What you doing? Yeah. Gerald, you love it. You act like you don't like it, but you love it. You love it.
Yep. Sure do.
All right, let's start with you, Gerald. What you doing?
I got a bunch of stuff this week, David, and by a bunch of stuff, I mean a bunch of Overwatch. Of course, this is your Gerald weekly Overwatch update.
Exactly.
I feel like we're going to be, this is like when Halo came out.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, they're adding competitive ranking now. Mm-hmm. Something new. It's in PTR right now.
Yeah.
You know what PTR is?
I have no idea what
it's
PTR.
Public test realm.
Public test realm. Okay.
It's where they put, you can run beta versions of Overwatch to kind of help them out. Anyway,
okay.
They're bringing competitive ranked matching to this, which is kind of good because right now it's all you level, but you're not really, it's not ranked, so it's more casual.
Okay.
You saw those jerks that are like, hey man, you don't play this character good, choose this character. You're like, hey man, we're all learning. There's nothing ranked about this.
Right, because you told me.
It's a game, guy.
It's just a game, buddy.
Yeah, I'm not your buddy friend.
But, okay, so each character gets, because you talked about this last time, each character has, like, unique stats that they care about. Like, oh, if you get, this character to do this, then
you want a good team comp, because it's 6 versus 6, it's objective style, and you want a good composition of heroes.
But is there a character
you don't want, like, 5 healers, right?
Right, but my point is are there certain characters that nobody wants to be? Like, you're like, fine, I'll be that character this time, but
Well, that's what's cool about this game. There is a pro and con to every character.
Right.
Everyone has their, was it like the triangle, the rock, paper, scissors? Everyone has a disadvantage to them.
Rock, paper,
advantage.
scissors, yeah.
Yeah. This new guy I like, his name's Tor. I don't know his full name. It's like Swedish stuff. But he just builds turrets, so he can have a turret up, and then he has his own gun, but your turret can be over here. And
Gotcha.
Really cool character. That's kind of my new hotness right now. But yeah, it's good. Check it out. I think Ranked Play is coming at the end of July.
and then that's when it's going to start being more.
I want to say it's that. Don't quote me.
It's a little bit more. It's not as competitive right now. That's what the rank part is going to start bringing.
Yeah, so it's going to be ranked. Because, like I said, you have your level, but there's no level cap, and you just get experience from playing the game. But ranked is like, you remember Halo.
Yeah,
right?
and they're just going to reset that, right? It's not like that will carry over to the ranked part.
They'll have seasons, which I think they're going to do every quarter.
Interesting. Yeah, I was going to ask you a question. So we'll get into something a little bit later about PC games, but I was looking at what kind of like graphics card would I need for Overwatch?
What's great about Overwatch is I could play it on Epic, which is the highest quality setting on a 1080p monitor. I don't have anything crazy. And my graphics card is 3 years old. You could probably play it on your integrated right now.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe not on Epic, but yes, high.
Is it just because it's not meant to be? Because it has like that cell shaded kind of cartoony
the aesthetic
look.
of the game. It's a lot like Team Fortress. So.
Right, so it doesn't look like Far Cry or something.
It's
like
not
that.
like Call of Duty or anything crazy, realistic looking.
Yeah, because I want to play it, but it's is it still 60 on PC or is it? Have they dropped
if you remember, David.
I don't remember.
The $60 version is the Origins Edition. Comes with some extra skins and stuff like that.
Okay.
And that's the console edition and one of the PC versions. The regular PC version is $40 for just the base game.
But it's only it's like Team Fortress 2. There's no you could play with bots, but there's no like campaign or single player.
There's no campaign or single player.
Do you think eventually they'll stop making like I'm saying like Call of Duty still does kind of put it in? I mean, Battlefield
There's
doesn't.
the draw to it. Battlefield does.
But I wonder, I would always want to see their stats because I wonder how many people actually still play those single player campaigns.
Oh, no. Yeah, most people don't.
I would think it's
the big draw of those games is the multiplayer component. And you'll still see, you'll see games like you're talking about where you'll have, I'm sure in our lifetime, I guess, that you'll see a multiplayer only Call of Duty.
You think so?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Well, I think they just end up wasting time on it. And usually it's so bombastic. The only reason I like enjoying
it's so dumb anyway, yeah.
That's why I like those games, though, is like actually that part of it is like, we gotta blow this tanker that's driving into the ground that's got a nuke inside of it, inside of another nuke. It's like...
I used to like that stuff, but now I'm more the open world, play at your own pace kind of gamer. I'm not like linear, blow stuff up everywhere. It's just too much going on, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of open world.
There you go. Nice segue.
Right. Fallout 4, I've been playing Fallout 4. You remember Fallout 4.
Of course I do.
We talked a lot about Fallout 4.
Yeah, we had a whole episode about
Game
it.
of the year last year, I think, for you, right?
I believe so, yeah. Yeah, I think it was. Just because at the time I was just feeling it. It was awesome, man. It's such a good game.
So at E3 last week or a couple weeks ago, they announced 3 more DLC packs they're going to do, and these are going to be their last 3.
Well, they had the first ones was one about robots, right? And it was like
like
building
something automatrons, and then you had where you can build like cages and stuff for monsters and train them and stuff, put them in coliseums. And they had Far Harbor, which is the actual story DLC.
Right.
So in this one, you're gonna have 2 more of the kind of DLCs that are like small, fun stuff, and then you're gonna have
like a big.
It's like
one.
Nuka-Cola Land.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that'd be kind of cool to explore that. But I wanted to get into it because mod support is now available on consoles, and then also I want to check out these.
Just on
DLCs.
Xbox, though. I think I don't.
PS4.
Oh, a PS got, okay, because I remember
they got it later, yeah.
Okay, so it was just a time thing.
Yeah, I played a lot of mods. Skyrim is all modded up on my PC and stuff, like to the extreme.
Wheels of cheese. You can randomly generate millions of wheels of cheese.
Yeah, but I've never tried mods on a PC before, but it's really cool. Everything's free. It's just like on a PC, so you have a lot of the ridiculous stuff.
Iron Man suit.
Kind of. You have different suits. They brought like the Ranger suit from New Vegas, which is kind of cool.
That's cool.
Guns. They have cheat menus, so you can like.
Right.
It's a game. It's a tape in your Pip-Boy. Go to it. Unlimited ammo. All that
That's
kind
cool.
of stuff. Yeah.
That's fun.
So to dig around with the game, and then and they have they got the busty mod.
Of course.
But no nudity. It's not like PC where you can do new mods. You can't do any of that. Of course.
That just seems silly. That was like the Sims thing for a while. Remember that? Because
that's the first mod you download of like any game that has mods. Is the new mod.
So stupid. Adolescence.
Anyway, but it plays good. The only thing that I did not like about it, I didn't realize until after, because I started a new character because I want to try out the DLC. I wanted to do a different main story path than I did in my original save. But mods disable achievements, which
that makes sense. That's
now.
how they did it with with like cheats and stuff like that back in the day for, I think it was PlayStation 2. If you typed in a cheat code or did any kind of cheat, it would immediately
But like I found out, I'm like
achievements.
Yeah, I found out that like the draw of the game for me, like
for the second
play, new character, second playthrough is getting those achievements and stuff. But I want to dig around with the mods too, and I can't eat my cake and have it too. Is that
no,
what they
that's
say?
what. Yeah, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Buddy.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, the first of all,
I get it. Cheat menu, right?
Achievements are silly. Like I don't know. Like I know.
I love achievements.
I know you do, but I'm not. I'm not an achievement guy. Just because it's always the cheese is too far. Because if I want to
Some
do,
of them are. I don't max out 1,000 gamers for every game. I'd go insane.
That's what I want to do.
I'm not going to find every stupid flag in
S
Assassin's
rank,
Creed.
Bro. S rank, bro. Yeah, it
But,
wasn't
like, a lot
every
of the
flag. It was
story
every
stuff I'll try to
feather.
get.
The feather. I
Yeah.
actually tried to do that. Oh my god.
But all the story stuff, like Fallout 3, I think I did the different branches, on new saves. But
Yeah,
you
played that a
can't check
ton.
out the mods too. So I haven't really decided what I'm going to do. Probably
So
nix the mods.
did you
and-
play the Far Harbor?
No, I have not.
I-
I've
see,
not
I
gotten
haven't-
into
I haven't
DLC content yet, just the mods.
Me neither. I haven't gone back. I don't know why. I kind of was. I didn't. The
Did
ending.
you got season pass, right?
No, because the
You
ending
missed
was
out. Now
well,
it's $50.
That's fine. But the ending of that was so like anticlimactic for me.
No, I agree.
My specific ending, I don't know if it's different. I watched the other ones; and they weren't that much better on YouTube. And it was such a not a great taste at the end because it's such a savory game. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's so amazing that you want a.
I said this the whole entire time we were talking about this game is just, I mean, we don't need to rehash it all the way, but it's just like you were saying, the excitement of the main storyline isn't that great.
Well, it's the journey, right? The whole game is all about the journey, not the end.
Yeah,
Because the
that's
end is never going to meet the climactic nature of that. Playing that game, just meeting new characters and them saying, you're like, oh my god, you said that. Like you're actually, it's just like
But playing the game again, like I started a new save, but I made my guy look like an alien, so his eyes are all big. He's got a big old bald
Yeah,
head.
you got to
It
go
just
with a
looks
crazy looking one.
ridiculous. Because I want to see, because I made the wife looking like that too.
Yeah.
Because I've heard that your baby will look kind of a similar thing. So I want to go and see, what's his name? I forgot, Sean.
Yeah.
When he's all old and just like giant eyes, big old head. Anyway, and then I'm playing it. It's through like kind of like a dick.
Yeah, you're being a jerk. Yeah, you played the evil version. The second
Codsworth's,
time.
hey, it's you, and like, shut up, what's going on here?
Start shooting him or whatever.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, because I remember there were characters in Fallout 3. If you killed them, like complete quests, it'd be like failed.
Yeah, Fallout 4 doesn't have that. Like, the second I saw Preston Garvey try to shoot him in the head with the minigun, and he just falters. He's like, "Oh, why'd you do that?" And then he's
well, it makes sense. They have certain stories they want to tell. They
no,
spent
but
a
no
lot
one
of
likes
time
Preston
on.
Garvey.
No, I like Preston. He's cool. I like the
The
Minutemen.
settlement, just got a call.
I like that stuff. I like to. I don't know. There's some. I remember specific things with that Minutemen story that was pretty cool. Like the base that was on like the ocean with that giant
The castle.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was cool. Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah, I saw a couple movies this weekend. One we'll talk about later.
Yeah, because
the other one I saw with my wife, and it's Shark Week is beginning today. Yep, yesterday. If you guys are seeing it, we saw The Shallows. It's a new movie with Blake Lively. Blake Lively.
She's married to Ryan Reynolds.
I think they had a kid. That must be like the most amazing looking kid.
Yeah, they both good looking people. It's sad. It's sad when I see like two amazingly good looking people. I'm like, spread the wealth, man. Come on, help the population.
You're
out.
one of the ugly guys.
Yeah,
Come on,
exactly.
man. You gotta
Come
thin
on.
out the hurt a little
Exactly. So how was it?
It was very good.
Is it because the first thing I thought when I saw this movie, because they kind of play this like it's a surfer movie. It reminded me of that God, what was her name? That surfer movie, Jessica Alba. That's her name.
Oh,
Blue Ocean or Blue Crush.
Blue Crush.
Blue Crush. That wasn't Jessica Alba, but that was a surfer movie.
Oh, you're right. I
forget-
know which one you're talking about.
There was
It's on
all
Paul
the-
Walker too, right?
Yeah, that was like a Disney movie, wasn't it? We had like a surfing moment, like in our pop culture.
you're right,
we had like
early
a, like,
2000s.
Yeah, it was like cool to be a surfer, and
Yeah.
like people live in like Indiana, are like yeah, surfing's cool. It's like
But then that movie came out with the surfer who like shark bit off her leg,
yeah,
and then you're like, oh, now it's not so. Cool
right now.
anymore.
Well, we got over
Now it's
we got
real.
over the surfer thing. It's not very. Like in the mainstream pop culture, but this movie, when I saw the preview, I was like, really, we're going to try to rehash that. And then it's cool because it plays up this like, hey, it's like going to like surf. And then it's just like, it's a horror movie. It's
Exactly.
like Jaws.
No,
like-
it's very good. It's pretty much her trapped on this rock for hour and a half,
that's cool. I liked,
dealing with a shark that's circling her, that bit her leg, and
is it,
hilarity ensues.
oh, of course. Well, I think of the when I, then when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, it seems like if it's all going to be on that rock. Like I love that movie with, Franco. The 127
I
hours.
was telling Alyssa, it's a lot like 127 hours, where it's you against the elements. It's you by yourself has to solve this problem.
But I'm sure there's certain like flashbacks, like they did in 127 hours. Do they have scenes like that where it's like flashing back, like she's
No.
sleeping? No, it's just all literally just at current time.
Yeah,
like-
pretty much. Yeah.
And she's like smart, right? So she knows how to like fight the shark.
Before it's like she's calling her dad, and dad's like, "I told you should have just finished med school."
Oh God.
And of course, she's talking to herself as she's stitching up her leg and stuff on the rock.
That's
So it's like we get it.
Yeah, I get it. Okay.
It's definitely one of those movies. It's a good movie though. I mean, the last great
It's gotten-
shark movie I've seen, Deep Blue Sea with Samuel L. Jackson. That movie's fantastic.
That movie is
a
that
shark.
scene-
A shark ate me.
That movie is so good. Oh my god. That's
LL
LL Cool J. Oh my god.
I remember the chick and
we
the
are
main
gonna
guy.
get out of here. Just eats him.
So yeah, great movie. But yeah, this is really good. It's a
what?
thriller. So I haven't seen a lot of thrillers. We normally see, our comic book movies, or
Yeah,
Star
of course,
Wars,
yeah.
and comedies. I don't really see a lot of thrillers. And this is a little get off my lawn.
Okay.
Movie theaters.
Okay,
yeah.
movie theaters.
There are a lot of scary movies coming out, David.
Yeah.
Like The Conjuring, Conjuring 2, all these like James Wan directed super scary movies.
Yeah.
I don't see these movies because I'm a big guy. Okay. I'm pretty sure I have a weak heart, These jump scares, I just can't take them. I've been on and on about jump scares. But like, before the movie, there's like 4 or 5 trailers that all have jump scares in the thing.
People like them. They're popular, man. They're
no,
making
I know
a
they're
lot of
popular.
money. They're making a lot of money. And I tend to think the budget is probably lower on scarier
definitely.
movies because it's usually like just dress a 6-year-old in creepy outfit and make her stare at the screen. Like,
Exactly,
how
done.
much? Yeah, done.
Your eyes look really
Yeah,
big.
exactly.
Eyes get me.
Creepy.
Yeah, so like, movie theaters, can you just stop it?
Lay off on that.
And
No,
we're not even seeing, I guess, The
You are
Shallows
seeing-
is kind of it's a thriller. It's not like a jump scare movie.
it's cool because I want them to make, like, I was trying to think of other movies, like they're usually really bad, so it's nice to hear that this is good. Usually movies that involve like an animal that's trying to kill everybody. Like I think of Anaconda. Do you remember that movie
that's a good movie.
with wasn't Jennifer Lopez in that?
I don't know about that.
Well, whoever was in it, it was terrible, like awful. But it's like those kind of movies where it's like, oh, put like a giant version of an animal and it's attacking everybody.
Slowly starts killing people.
Yeah, exactly. Those are so it's cool to hear that this actually has something interesting behind it. Now,
There's a couple things in this movie where like, oh, come on, like a lot of like her swimming away, gratuitous shots of her butt. It's
Of course, yeah.
You got Blake Lively. You're gonna work with Blake Lively, all right?
Exactly,
You're gonna
right?
throw her, stuff there on the screen.
Exactly.
But like she like has a wetsuit, but only like the top. She doesn't wear bottoms, of course, right?
Of course.
It's Blake Lively. She zips it up, but just enough to show cleavage. And
So
like, okay,
stupid.
Blake Lively.
So stupid.
Um,
But see, I love Jaws. Jaws is one of my favorite movies of all time. So like, I remember watching that as a kid, like pretty young, and I was like, I'm not going in the water.
Well, there's definitely parts where you're like, why is that person doing that? Get away!
Right.
Can't you see?
That's cool though. That's cool that they do that because that's back in the day. Like, don't go in there.
And there are parts in the movie when like, and we were in a packed theater. People were like, oh, crap, man. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
exactly.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they don't hold back now with like the gore and like the.
Yeah, there's some good stuff in there.
No, is there ever like a Free Willy moment? Like jumps over the rock?
I'm not gonna spoil.
Don't spoil anything. I actually might go see this.
It's good. It's good.
Being that it is Shark Week. You were supposed to bring the shark, the blimp.
Yeah, I forgot.
I saw it on YouTube.
Yeah, you did. Stupid.
Or no, your clip on Facebook, you put it up. It's big. It's like a giant
Yeah,
shark.
I did not think it was that big. It's humongous. Right now we have it like anchored like a blimp upstairs in the loft. Anyway, that's everything from me. David, what you doing?
A couple things. The first thing I wanted to talk about, speaking of videos on Facebook and YouTube, I started watching, I heard about this and then I finished it because it was a series of videos. It's called Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. Now, you said you kind of heard about it, right?
It sounds familiar.
Okay, so
but, first, when did you hear about this?
probably like maybe a few months ago. I heard about it in passing. Because, like I'll load stuff up on YouTube and when you're waiting, you're just like, oh, let me see what's trending or let me see what's on my subscription or what other people that I follow like. And this kept coming up and it's puppets. So I was like, oh, it's some stupid puppet like thing. Like, Sesame Street type thing. Because I always see Sesame Street now on HBO Now all the time and I thought that was what it was. It is puppets, but it's not like Sesame Street. So it's a show. It's a 6-series show that's started in 2011.
Oh, wow. It's like ages ago.
No, seriously. It's crazy old, and people have been waiting. They just released the last episode of this 6-part series. They're all like 7-8 minutes long. On June 19th or 20th of this year. So just I think it just came out, or no, maybe it came out a little bit earlier this month. Doesn't matter. It came out recently, and that was it. Like they're like, we're done with it. That's and it's this it's like a production company, and it's like super weird. It reminds me of something you would see on like Adult Swim.
Oh, like Tim and Eric or something.
Well, it's like
that.
where it's like very unsettling and weird and it's very, very weird. But I watched all of 6 of them, and they get really weird, like really graphic and gross, and like it reminds me. Remember we talked about Ren and Stimpy a few episodes ago, where it's like they zoom in real close and it's all
like
gross.
Nasty,
yeah, this has a lot of that, and it plays on the idea of, oh, this is your expectation of what a puppet, Sesame Street Muppets
show
would be. And they play on that, but then as you watch all 6 episodes, they do interrelate, sort of. But then I watched a bunch of reaction videos and like theory videos, because they've never like come out specifically and said, this is what it's about. But
it just all started with a random video.
But here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to have you watch just like a couple minutes. I'll put it up on the screen too, so you'll pull it up. This is going to be the first one. Now, each episode has kind of like a general, like theme to it. So we'll watch a couple minutes of the very first one. This one was about, they've done each one. The first one was about like creativity. The second one was about time. The third one was about, like, there's one about food. There's one about love. Like, they take these really big.
Nice.
It's super weird. All right. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to move my mic here. All right. So we'll go ahead and start. This is going to be the very first one. Like I said, I'll put it up on the screen too, so you guys can actually pay attention. I'll put some audio in here too. So it's super weird. Okay. So it's like,
all right.
No, I'm going to give you a little bit of talking here. So
turn it up a little bit.
See, it says June 19th. That's when it started, I think.
Maybe when you filmed it, because this was uploaded on June 29th. Got some claymation stuff, all right? It's cute.
It's super, like, it's these 3 puppets. One's like a duck.
What's your favorite idea?
This is weird singing.
Mine is being creative.
How do you get the ideas?
I just try to think creatively. Now when you look at this orange, tell me please.
Right, it's very, very like.
It's just a boring old orange.
Maybe to you, but not to me. I see
it immediately starts playing on like, oh, it's fun, it's cute,
yeah,
and then that
like
only makes it only more unsettling when they start to go like to the weird parts.
Thinking creatively. So take a look at my hair.
Cool.
I use my hair to express myself.
That sounds right.
It'll get there. Don't worry. It gets, like I said, it's super weird because I thought this was like stupid, so I kept watching. I was like, why is this so popular on YouTube? It's just stupid.
This has 35
Take another look.
Yeah.
I can see a hat. I can see a cat. I can see a man with a baseball
It
bat.
doesn't.
I can see a dog. I can see a frog.
It's like
I can see a
New
ladder.
I don't know. I think it's based out of
Think you're
England.
getting the hang of it now. Using your minds to have a good time.
I might paint
goes.
a picture of a clown.
Whoa there, friend, you might need to slow down.
Then it just gets super awkward from here. Like,
Here's another good tip
Yeah?
of how to be a creative whiz kid. Go and collect some leaves and sticks and arrange them into your favorite colour.
this is so weird.
Blue. Green.
Green is not a creative colour. There's one more thing that you need to know.
So, anyways, that's
Before you let
that's
your
part of Don't Hug Me.
creativity
I'm scared. It's like I said, it's unsettling. It gets even weirder.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna watch.
Oh,
all
it's
these.
it's definitely
I'll
worth
binge 'em
watching.
tonight.
But apparently, the theories that I've seen on it, because again, this one's about being creative, and it's the notepad, and the notepad. There's always like a main character that's singing throughout it. There's always singing, and it's very lighthearted. And then it gets more and more unsettling as the song goes on and on and on. And the characters, weird things happen to the characters. It has that. I'm trying to think of an example of. There's parts of the show that are super meta within themselves. Like they start to realize that the puppets are puppets, and it's like I think of like all those like Truman Show, like when she's like, "Come help me," you know what I mean? And then he's like, "Who are you talking to?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Who are you talking?" Like it starts to pull some of that. It's super unsettling, but it's
Reminds me about Too Many Cooks, like right off the bat.
Right, where it's like it starts to get more and more unsettling and more and more weird. I definitely recommend everybody check it out. They do like 2D animation. Oh, they do one about technology. No, digitally, and like it's very. If you take the time to watch all of them, and then you go and watch some of these reaction videos, you're like, oh wow, it's an interesting take on like on all these different things about being creative and the idea is like, okay, so being creative, it's this idea of like God, I'm trying to think how they basically explain it. It's the idea that pop culture or like the media kind of tells you what you should be. So it's like, oh, you need to be creative, but that's not creative. That's not what I'm talking about. This is the version of creativity that I'm talking about. Or like you need to
Very deep.
Right. It's super deep, and it's like we have Animal Farm.
It's like Borderline Genius.
I don't know. People really like it. I don't know if everybody gets it. I think they enjoy the unsettling nature of it because it's super creepy. Like
I'll be the judge of that, David.
You need to watch all of them. So everybody go out there and watch. Let us know in the comments what you think, because I enjoyed it thoroughly. And then again, watching the reaction videos, it's very deep. It talks about like how what television, or the idea of like what you're so, because again, they're playing on the idea, oh, these are these puppets. This is this preconceived notion of what it's supposed to be about. And then the fact that it's only on the internet and it's making fun of like, there's a part where the puppets ask a question, what is the largest thing in the world? And the computer can never really answer them. He keeps talking about how smart he is, because the idea is like, you never, on the internet, there's so many resources now that you never actually get the answer to your question. You just get I can find every answer for you. It's like, well, I need the answer, right? It's
Interesting.
very deep.
I'll definitely
very
check
meta.
it out.
So definitely check that out. That's Doug. Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. You can buy t-shirts and stuff like that. It's really weird. Like some of the t-shirts are really creepy. It's also a weird name. The other thing that I did, the couple things. One, they're kind of interrelated. So, I did this with you. We checked out, this new, it's a video game, but we've played Tabletop Simulator in the past.
Mm-hmm.
There's a kind of a different version of it, or in my opinion, this is a little bit more, built from the ground up specifically for board games. It's called Tabletopia. So it's digital versions of board games. But again, there's no like rules assist or like, AI built into it. You have to know the rules of the game you're playing.
Right.
But the interface is far better than Tabletop Simulator.
It's just like you said before, it's definitely more streamlined.
It's built.
Though, yeah, Tabletop Simulator is more open, but this is more, sometimes it's better to have it more
Well, the one thing here is
control
that
over it.
I don't think they're violating every copyright under the sun.
That as well.
That's what Tabletop Simulator does. Here they don't. I believe my understanding is they get the creators to provide the assets. So then it's all, if you're, because some people have a problem. It's like stealing music, right? Like some people have like, I don't want to steal music because I want to help the artists that I like continue to make their creative endeavors. Right. So if you're, pirating everything, then you're not really helping anybody other than yourself, right? It's not a victimless crime, everybody. But Tabletopia works with publishers and different designers to get these assets put into the game under their permission and guise and all that stuff. So I'm sure there's some licensing and things like that.
Yeah, but then it's done right the first
right.
time.
That's the other thing too.
It's not like, oh, this card wasn't scanned in at the right resolution. It's all messed up. Weird stuff like that.
And they've got tons and tons of great games. We played, we started to play Viticulture, which I don't think you've played yet, right?
No.
It's a winemaking game. It's fantastic. It's so much fun.
What was the other game we actually played though? The quick one, with the monsters.
Oh, Nightmarium. So it's a card game. It's only based in, I believe it's only in either, I want to say it's only in Russia, available in Russia, maybe in Europe too. But I know it's not here in the States. I know they're going to be coming out with a Kickstarter
like
for it.
Physical game.
Like a physical copy of the game.
So
it's
you
a card
can
game.
only play it on Tabletopia.
Yeah, if you're in the US.
It's good.
It's very good. It's a simple card game where it's the first player to make 5 monsters. But there's like a slot for the legs, the torso, and the head.
Right.
But these monsters all they're like disgusting looking. Speaking of Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. They have like these awesome, creepy artwork.
Yeah, the art's really cool. It's funny, like, as David was explaining the game, I was looking through the cards and trying to match them with the correct ones.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh no, they're all unique. I was like, oh.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
there's all these different. They do match up some, but there's different like classes, or I think they're called legions, different legions of them. And then what's cool is as you finish the head of one monster, it'll activate abilities of that monster, which can then like make other players lose cards. So it's a very take that card game, or it can help. You can kind of get this comboing effect going. That's always fun in games. Like I think like Magic the Gathering and stuff. Like if you play the cards just right, you get to do this awesome comboing effect. But the artwork's great. It's fun to play. It's quick. We played a 2-player, which I enjoy. I would imagine with like 4 or 5 players, it'd be nuts. Like just complete chaos. But that seems still like fun. But again, the interface on Tabletopia is super slick. I did find out you can set cameras and stuff like that. So like it'll slide the actual camera, like so you hit 1 and it'll slide the camera to the main board, and then you hit 2, maybe it'll take you to a smaller player board. It has some really cool things that Tabletop Simulator doesn't have, and it's built from the ground up, so
it's more intuitive and stuff.
Yeah, it feels like it's meant for people who want to play board games digitally. And it's still cool because you can go to, it has the thing where you can find games that are currently
Mac on PC too, which is nice.
And you can go to the browser.
Too.
Yeah, you can do it through the web browser too, and I believe it's all cross-platforming too. So they're in beta right now, but it's still really good for a beta. Like usually betas are pretty terrible, but this one's awesome. And then the last thing is actually a physical game. And I have the box right here. Hold on. Merchant of Venus.
Oh, I saw you playing this last night, or?
Yeah, I was playing this last night. So this is a 1 to 4 player game. It's really I would never play it with more than 3 players because this game is a little long. It's what they call a pick up and deliver game. So the idea is you are a merchant and you are traveling throughout the galaxies to pick up different goods and deliver them to other places that they want to be delivered to, which normally sounds a little boring. But what's cool about the game is that when you're traveling throughout these different planets, different encounters happen, like space pirates might show up. Or you might have to do like a certain type of skill check or things like that. And then in each one of these planets, at the beginning, each of the planets are unknown. And there's 14 different planets, I believe.
Okay.
And as you go to the planet, when you land on the spaceport, you flip over a card because you place a random card on each one of the planets. And then that'll determine which of the 14 planets it is or what alien race lives there. So the first part of the game is really this like exploration part. You're all trying to kind of race to get to the planets. Because if you get there first, you get a bonus to buy things on that planet. And then you also get first dibs at like buying something there and then potentially delivering it. But you remember I fell in love recently with Firefly. Mm-hmm. This game feels like Firefly. Like in that,
this looks like a 4X PC game.
It doesn't have. It's more of the exploration and exploit. I don't think it's exploit.
There's no combat.
There's no. Well, there is. You can screw with other opponents through like encounters, and you can fight space pirates. But you upgrade your ship, and then you like grab passengers and stuff like that to travel, and you can drop them off. But there's also this fame and infamy mechanic of the game. So like,
you're like a famous smuggler.
Yeah, you can. So then like one of the things you can do, like, because you only have so much space in your ship. So like if you want to pick up a passenger, and then you're like, oh man, like in order to go to this next place, I need more space. You could just jettison the passenger out of your ship, but then you get infamy
Yeah,
points.
Everyone knows that.
So it's very simple as far as it's kind of almost a roll and move because you determine where you want to go, which direction you want to go. You roll the dice, but there's like interstellar gates. So if you go through this gate, it'll shoot you across the other map, and sometimes you don't know where it's going to go. But you get to upgrade your ship. That's probably my favorite part of this game. You get things like fuzzy dice, like you put these and they give you like a cool little thing, or you can get like a stealth shield, or you can get like a variable laser, and so it's very simple to play. The problem with this game is the way the game works. It's whoever has the most money at the end of the game wins. So it's like an actual economic merchant game, but it's 30 rounds.
Holy crap.
Because the first probably 10 rounds of this game are straight exploration because you're just trying to find out where
what's on what planet.
Yeah, because certain goods will only be able to be picked up and then delivered to other places. So like one place might make
unique.
this type of alien furniture, and then that furniture only gets delivered to these 4 planets. So you have to then find that planet and then get there. And then there's different upgrades that you can do. There's like a black market thing where like you can sell it to a planet that doesn't want that, but you get negative infamy points. And at the end of the game, you take how much money you have, you take how much infamy or fame points you have, and then you determine how much money. So it's the problem with playing it with 4 players, it would probably take about 4 hours.
Oh wow.
Maybe 3. With 2 players, if you know what you're doing, it goes pretty quick. You could probably play it within like an hour and a half. But this game came out a long time ago. I want to say it was I think it was like 83 is when it originally came out. And then Fantasy Flight, reprinted the game. And this is the second edition. What's super cool about it is they have 2 versions of this game in here. So they have their updated second version of the game with some kind of, game mechanics have changed. Yeah, modern game mechanics. But they actually included a separate game in here. You flip over the board.
The original artwork.
It's not the original artwork, but it's the original game in all of its components. So you can play the old version and you can play the new version. Personally, I like the newer version just because it feels like it has newer mechanics. Now, I didn't play games. I just got into board games probably about 2 years ago. So I don't have like that history of what games used to feel like. But it's a ton of fun. It gets a bad rap, I think, because of the length of the game. People just don't like to. And it is a little simple. You know what I mean? Like it's roll the dice, move. Okay, do you want to buy this item, or do you want to upgrade your ship, or do you want to go this way? Do you want to go that way? But the artwork's fantastic. It reminds me that feeling of Mass Effect. You know when you do the side missions on Mass Effect, you're like, you got to go deliver this, or like you got to go do this, or you got to go do this mission, and you get mission cards at the beginning.
They're called
and stuff.
fetch quests.
Yeah, that's the negative version of it. That's the bad when you say fetch quest. This isn't like a fetch quest because it's more open. Like you can, and upgrading your ship is almost just as important.
Yeah, and you're getting stuff that's worthwhile. Where more fetch quests are like, oh, thanks for the Hunter experience.
Right, but you get the same thing where it's like, oh, I need to deliver this before I then can buy the things to upgrade my ship, but I need the upgrade to get through that nebula system. Like it's this cool, catch-22, but like in a good way. So I would definitely recommend everybody check it out. But I would say probably try it before you buy it, because it's a little expensive, but it's it's a good game. I enjoy it thoroughly. And it's different. It's different from my traditional taste. I'll have to have you try this and see what you like. And you can play a faster version. You can play to like 20 rounds instead of 30. But the 30 kind of, there's a reason, because it starts off as that exploration.
The first third of the game
then
is
it turns into, then it turns into like an economic game. And then it finally kind of turns into like getting that engine cooking. Because remember, we talked about most games, like the game will end before your engine starts getting on.
Yeah.
Your engine is cooking.
It's a slow burn,
like the last 5 to 6 rounds, it's like you are cranking it out. It's awesome. You're moving around the board really quickly because you'll get like super upgrades to your ship. So definitely check that out. That's Merchant of Venus. Okay. The other thing, actually, you know what? You heard about this. Have you heard about this? Burger King mac and Cheetos?
Yes.
You said you watched a review.
Yeah, I saw some guy. I'm a big fan of mac and cheese. Mac and cheese.
Who isn't, by the way?
Best comfort food ever.
I know people who are like lactose intolerant and still love mac and cheese.
it's just
worth
amazing.
it.
Any time of day, mac and cheese.
But I have some. We have a field trip. We did this a couple weeks ago. Me and Alyssa went on a field trip. Let's go get some mac and Cheetos.
Let's try them out.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, we're going to go do it.
We'll be right back.
All right, folks, we are on the field trip now. Gotta go get ourselves some mac and Cheetos.
This is our first field trip, yeah?
Our first field trip. I've done this before.
Oh, okay.
I'm a vet.
So, David, mac and Cheetos.
Yes.
First thing that comes to mind.
Mac and Cheetos? It boggles the mind. I don't.
Are those just two foods that just don't go together?
Well, okay, this is what I think. I think of when I was like a little kid and I used to put Cheetos on like in my sandwich. You know, like you put Cheetos in. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking like a sprinkling of Cheetos on top of macaroni and cheese, but that's probably
it's fast food, so it's got to be finger food.
Right, but I've seen pictures. It looks like crunchy on the outside.
It looks like a mozzarella stick wrapped in Cheetos dust.
Right, exactly.
Which I'm fine. You've had like fried macaroni and cheese, like cheese.
Mac and cheese balls or whatever they're called. Yeah, I've had those before. Those are good.
Just that thrown in Cheetos dust. Right? It doesn't sound appetizing.
No, but are they flame? They're not flaming Cheetos.
No, I think they're regular.
That's next season. They're gonna introduce the flaming.
I mean, first there was the Doritos Locos Taco, and I was like, has fast food gone too far?
No.
Has human evolution reached this peak now?
This is the pinnacle.
The pinnacle of fast food collaboration of items.
I like the Doritos Los Tacos or whatever the hell they're called.
It's Locos. Doritos Locos.
Well, see, they're just really salty. That's the problem.
No, the Cooler Ranch ones, though, are like top notch.
But they just taste like a salt lick. Which is, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I mean, they know what they're going after. So
yeah, they're good.
But I'm a little. The only thing I'm concerned about is the texture here, because there's a lot that can go wrong. I'm hoping
for just like a mozzarella stick, crunchy, but then creamy, gooey center.
Now you said you watched a review.
I saw a review of this fast food reviewer, and he said they were excellent.
Okay, well,
it's a very cheesy flavor. I love cheese. Obviously, I'm a humongous person. We all love cheese. Cheese is delicious.
Now, these aren't things that you can order like with your burger. You have to order like separate.
It's like the fried zucchini. You know, you got this. It's a separate item.
Okay, just checking.
Like the
because we called this Burger King and we had to specifically ask them because not all locations have these yet.
Yeah, I think they're just now rolling out.
So we have to do a little bit of driving to go find this, but it's not too far, fortunately. Yeah. I think on the West Coast, like you said, they're pretty much predominantly on the West Coast.
They have chicken fries rings now? Why?
They have hot dogs now at Burger King.
No, you said they were pretty good. Right?
They are pretty good. Yeah. I'm like a moderate fan of Burger King. I wouldn't say like I'm a fan, but like if you were like, hey, let's go get Burger King, I wouldn't be like, no. I'd be like, okay.
No, I would be like, no. I'd be like, is there anything else?
No, their breakfast. That's on point.
Better than McDonald's or Carl's Jr.?
It's better than both. It's the croissants.
Dude, I don't.
Okay, here we go.
Alright, order it up.
How are you today?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks, Brian. What can I do for you?
We would like 2 5-pack pieces of the mac and Cheetos, please.
Just want a drink.
Can I also get a regular? What do you want to drink?
Green icy.
Regular.
Icy.
What?
Cherry icy.
A regular cherry icy and a Coke icy. A regular Coke icy. Can you see the second window?
I believe so.
Okay.
Nobody uses the first window.
Why does no one use the first window? No one uses the first window anymore.
Yeah, I'll get this, David.
Okay, you spoiled me.
I just wanted to get something to drink. Cause what if it's terrible?
It might be.
Wash it down. Chase your Cheeto, mac and Cheeto with some icy. It's perfect.
Doing well. Hopefully we're going to be a lot better when we try these mac and Cheetos. Are they good?
I like them.
Yeah?
And people are buying them like crazy.
All right, well that's good to know. Good to know.
Market's good.
Hopefully you guys do it well. I like them.
For cheese-based fast food items.
All right, here we
The
go.
market is
Cherry,
Thank you, sir.
regular. Sir?
Thank you.
I was actually going to ask you guys for a really big favor.
Yeah.
I'm actually cooking them fresh for you guys.
Yeah.
Back up on the front to bring them up there.
Sure,
no problem.
Sure, we want them nice and toasty.
Builds the
They're coming out
anticipation.
fresh.
All right, thank
Thanks.
There is no dipping sauce, but if you want, I do have ranch,
you.
right?
No, no.
Yeah, give me a ranch.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Dude, ranch is good on anything.
I talked about this with Alyssa. When did that become a thing? Like ranch is on everything.
The ranch is amazing. That's always been the thing.
No, I know, but why is it on everything?
It's not
Pizza.
on everything. It just tastes good with everything.
Would you put ranch on like on a hot dog?
I've never had ranch on a hot dog. It's not my first instinct is to throw ranch on a hot dog. That's what you're asking.
Got to find somewhere with some shade here. Anticipation is killing me.
Maybe they do this on purpose. They're like, we're gonna build it up, you know.
Exactly.
My anticipation couldn't be any higher.
I'm glad that he said he liked him, because if he was like,
Yeah, I was worried. It did take him a second to say that, you know. First thing saying, oh, they're great.
he's like, people are buying them like crazy. See, the photo of them looks very peculiar. Like it looks like something that couldn't exist. Like
You know
it's
the puffed Cheetos, the big ones?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
They look exactly like
No,
it.
but they look like the inside can't hold the outside is so thin it couldn't hold the gooey inside. So
Can't contain all the cheesiness.
I'm worried like you go to grab it and it just like falls apart.
Yeah, maybe. No, I think they're...
Think of like a really thin mozzarella stick, like
No,
outer
that's the
coated.
worst.
So it's like you grab it and like your fingers go into the mozzarella.
It's
stick.
like the molten...
Yeah, and it's like
cheese.
hot. It's like But yeah, there will be a hot version of this. What are they called? Flaming Cheetos. And
Yeah,
then
if they do well, yeah, flaming mac and Cheetos, is that what they would call it?
Yeah, flaming mac and Cheetos. You know they even came out with like an extra hot version because apparently like the flaming Cheetos weren't hot enough.
Yeah, and Sarah really likes flaming hot Cheetos. They're called Cholo chips in the community, I guess. That and you dip it in cheddar, the jalapeno cheddar like dip.
Dip,
Dip.
nachos.
Yeah, it's a thing. Chola chips.
Yes. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep.
You too. Here we go. Here's your ranch there. Two things of ranch, just in case the
Just
first
in
one's
case.
not enough.
They're just gonna eat them right here?
Hell yeah. Look at that.
Look at that box. Look at that.
Dangerously cheesy.
I'll be the judge of that, Burger King.
Oh, these are hot. These are hot.
He said they were fresh.
These
man.
are really hot. Warning, contents may be hot. These are really hot.
Good presentation of the box. Love it.
You like the,
Budget alone for the box, you know.
these don't look appetizing from, okay, real
Oh,
quick.
these look good.
Those don't look like the picture.
Yeah, it does. It looks like a freaking Cheeto.
That does not. That looks like a chicken, like a mozzarella stick.
No, this looks like a Cheeto.
They smell good.
Yeah.
They smell like
That's
chicken
very
fingers.
hard.
They smell like chicken fingers.
They're not magma-ish like you were saying.
Dude, these are hot on the inside. Like, this is gonna take a second.
All right. Look, I got Cheetos dust. That tastes like Cheetos, kind of. Careful, David.
There's been a breach.
Is it hot? Too hot?
No. Oh.
Is it good?
Oh.
Alright.
Careful. It tastes like nachos. It's more nacho than it is Cheeto.
This is fantastic.
This is really good.
Yeah.
It tastes like nachos. I don't know if you can see that, but it's not really. There's not. I mean, I guess there is noodle there.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
It doesn't taste like Cheeto.
The outside does a little bit, but it's really, really crispy. I like that.
Yeah, it's crispy and gooey.
Like the flavor on the outside, the dust definitely tastes like Cheeto.
These are good though.
These are really
I would
good.
recommend these. These are
yeah.
better than a mozzarella stick.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the mozzarella sticks. Mozzarella itself isn't a very good cheese.
How dare you?
No, it's good, but it's not like flavorful. It's not like cheddar or Gouda. You know, there's not a lot of flavor to mozzarella.
Like I said, it tastes more like. Do you ever have those hot dog on a stick where it's the cheese on a stick?
I've never had that before.
This is what this tastes like.
Really?
Cheese on a stick.
Because they do like the cheddar.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's good.
Yeah, that's good.
I would give it a 5 thumb.
We'll give it a thumbs up. Is it good? Well, thumbs up in fast food, you know.
I don't know. Just because they don't
But
taste, because they don't taste like Cheetos. That's the problem that I have with it. They taste, like I said, they taste like the cheese on a stick at
When you get the butt end of one, when it's more Cheeto, it tastes like Cheeto.
All right, so that's it. Our review. Guess we head back and finish the podcast now.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I hope I don't have Cheetos dust on my fingers.
Wow, wasn't that amazing?
Cheese dust all over my face.
Oh man. Okay, now that we got our little field trip done. I want to bring up our standard review of the week. Okay, so we are now going to officially start doing standard reviews every week of something that everybody on the podcast has experienced, so we can give you our full opinions. This week, it's none other than Gerald's favorite movie of the summer, probably.
This is my most anticipated movie of the summer.
Well, tell them what it is first.
Just barely above Civil War.
And that is?
Independence Day Resurgence.
Okay, so I just
Welcome to Earth.
No Will Smith, though. So what we're going to do here is let's just talk about what the movie is, in case people for some reason live under a rock and only listen to our podcast.
What do you want to do? The standard?
No, we'll do that after we talk about what the movie is, and then we'll talk about we'll give a non-spoiler, and then we'll do like a 5-minute thing of spoilers, so you can move forward if you haven't seen the movie yet. Okay, so first, it's a sequel to the original,
Independence Day,
and it takes place 20 years after, which is exactly 20 years after from when that movie came out.
From the War of 96. They
Which
mentioned
is
numerous times.
This movie loves its original movie. It definitely plays a lot of
callbacks.
Yeah, a lot of callbacks. And it, we talked about this, I think, on a TV episode, that we did on the podcast, where I do enjoy that when the time between the two properties or whatever movies or television shows is the same timeline in real life. That's super cool.
It is, yeah.
And they've been talking about making an Independence Day 2 forever. I've heard about that
It's been a long time. Emmerich said that he didn't originally plan the first to have a sequel. It kind of wraps up pretty well.
Yeah, of course. Well, we beat the aliens.
Exactly.
Right.
If you haven't seen it, spoiler alert, we won. But he never wanted to do a sequel, but of course it's like, I mean, it's money, obviously.
Well, yeah.
Come on.
Yes, exactly.
But he's like, I'll do a sequel when it feels right, when I have the right story.
When I get enough money
and
offered.
this script and this plot was the right story.
So the director is back did the original, Roland Emmerich?
Our favorite world-destroying director.
He did also Day After Tomorrow.
2012.
Did he do, what was that movie with John Cusack?
2012.
Oh, that was 2012. He also did he do
Driving to
BC?
Limo.
BC? I think he did that too.
1,000 BC or 10,000
Yeah,
BC?
I think that was him
know.
too.
Oh, okay.
But he loves. I mean, dude can destroy
Destroying the world.
I mean, he does a good job. These movies,
Looks great in this
it's
movie.
destruction porn. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just
it
like
is.
no. What's interesting about this movie too is that they brought back almost all the cast, pretty much, except
Greedy Will Smith.
well, he wanted money. They gave it to Emmerich. That was the problem. Okay, so that's what the movie's about. Essentially, the aliens that we defeated in the first movie are back, and they're pissed off, and it plays into that. Again, I like the fact that they brought back all of the old characters, so you get a lot of nostalgia. Now, we'll talk about it when we do our review part, but let's put our hands out.
All right.
Okay, so now that everybody knows what the movie is. Thumbs up, great movie. Thumbs to the side, good movie. Thumbs down, bad movie. 1, 2, 3. Really? You put your thumb up? I was not expecting that. All right, mine's to the side. I think it's a good movie. Gerald thinks it's a great movie. So tell me, Gerald, without spoiling it, why is this a great movie? Why would you?
All right, I'm not going to put this in the same realm as other great movies like Empire. It's not Oscar worthy by any
No,
means.
of course not.
Like, not
Of course
even
not.
close.
But it's not trying to be.
Yeah, that's not what makes this a great movie. What makes this a great movie is the fact that it's self-aware, that it's a little ridiculous.
Yes, it is.
And I feel like, when's the last time you saw the original Independence
Not
Day?
too long ago, probably about a year or so ago. I saw it was on like FX or something, and it looks bad. It does not date well.
How dare you? Because Sarah and I watched it Friday night after the Shallows when we
Yeah.
got home, so we can prepare, get all of the canon in line, right?
So dumb.
And that movie's great. it's
It's a fun.
good.
It's definitely a fun movie, but it's a time capsule. That in this movie,
Oh, yeah.
this movie feels like a time capsule. Like there are parts of this movie that I'm like, nobody does this anymore. Like it's a 90s thing that we used to do,
Yeah.
and we don't do it anymore for like partly good reason, but because the movie like doesn't it lives off of that, if that makes sense. Like it's playing off of the fact that they bring up 1996 like at least a dozen times.
A lot of times, yeah. We get it. Yeah.
Right, and like a lot of these, like because there's a whole new cast of characters too, and like they're all like super young, so it's like, were you even around? And I tend to think to myself, I'm like, do you think the general audience of 20 somethings are gonna go watch Independence Day? I don't know.
I don't know either. Because I mean, they're obviously drawing on the fact that The Last One was such a big movie. But what I was going to say is the original movie, a lot of like these things that made it real corny, like "Welcome to Earth."
Yeah, the iconic
That's what
one-liners.
I call a close encounter. You know, the Will Smith one-liners.
Yeah, exactly.
I think they meant it to be serious, but over these 20 years, now it's corny. But that's why we like Independence Day, is because it's corny.
Because in the 90s that was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool. Like Will Smith kind of is the harbinger of the awesome one-liner. I mean, now show him your badge. You know what I mean? Like no one talks like that, and
So they took that, being like, you know what makes our old movie good is because it's corny. So we're gonna make this whole movie
pretty corny,
which is excellent because I think they pulled it off.
They did pull it off. I would say the reason it's not a great movie is because it's not trying to be. It was never, for me. It does a good job. It's a fun roller coaster. I think the special effects in this are insane. But I remember in the first movie, like the aliens weren't like. They were the technology for doing the aliens didn't look that great. I mean,
I was actually going to mention this. Like the old one was almost like kind of like a monster movie where you didn't really see the whole or the
you just saw the
capabilities.
head,
you see the head, the little tentacles every now and then. You see the aliens full force in this movie.
Yeah, you do, and that's just I think a product of just technology.
And the CG does make them look great.
Yeah, the movie looks fantastic. Goldblum does a good job. Like Goldblum needs to start doing more movies again because I enjoyed him thoroughly. I thought he did an excellent job. Like. He plays.
I'm really hoping he'll be back for Jurassic World 2.
Maybe, but I don't know how he does it, but like when he's just like looking at something, his eyes like shift. Like he pulls the Goldblum even when he's not trying to.
Have you seen any of his like weird Tim and Eric stuff?
No, he's super awkward. I watched him on like he was on Portlandia a lot, and he's hilarious on that. But the things I didn't like about this movie, there's a couple things. One time, there's a couple plot holes that it's like, what?
Wait, just a couple.
No, and I'll get to it in the spoiler specifically when I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Like a lot, like for me, it's like almost broke the movie. I'm like, what? And then they introduce way too many characters. It's the same problem with like a lot of movies these days. It's just like, okay, so we have to have the old characters because everyone likes the old characters.
The comic relief.
But we have to have those guys, and then we introduce these new characters. Which is fine. You can have a couple new characters, and they almost play the same part. Like
you're gonna have the young, hotter versions of the original characters,
right? But then they introduce like halfway through the movie, like there's a whole thing with like little kids. Like what? Like that was a completely.
Well, it's just something for his line, his storyline.
No, but it's completely wasted. There's so many times in this movie where I was like, why did they leave that in?
Yeah.
Why did they leave that in? And there's like comedy that's not funny anymore that they try to get away with back like in the 90s.
It's corny.
I know, but it's like
corny stuff is already like 50% chance you're gonna get a giggle out of that.
There's a meter, right? It goes from like corny and then it gets into cringe land, right? And it's just like, oh, why did you do that? Like there's a couple times where I was just like, and there's some plot lines in this or plot things that they do that I'm like, really? Like we're gonna do that? Like one of the characters that's in the original movie, like one person's gone crazy and another person's in a coma. I'm like, are we gonna just check off all like the things that every like daytime reality or not daytime, like daytime soap opera does? Like, oh, you woke up from a coma and like there's symbols everywhere. And it's just like this is so paint by numbers and like. Okay, so now if you haven't...
All right, go see the movie. You're going to like it if you like the original Independence Day.
I would still go enjoy... It's a good popcorn...
Oh, definitely.
Roller coaster ride,
if you're
sci-fi.
Expecting great plot, super serious, this is not your movie. It's still better than Batman vs. Superman.
No, stop it. Why do you have to pick on that movie anymore?
Go check it out. It's great.
Okay, so now for the next... Now we're going to move ahead about 5 minutes because I'm going to give ourselves about 5 minutes to talk about spoilers. Okay. Here we go. Spoilerland. Okay. The problem I have with this movie, first of all, like I said, the corniness is fine, and some of the one-liners are even bad for 90s. He's not
Will Smith though, man.
He's not. He cannot. He does not have the gravitas of Will Smith.
Can't do it. He tries though.
He tries, and then they're like, add a curse word. That'll make him more edgy. I'm like, stupid.
Really quick, one of the funniest parts of that, like he's like Will Smith's son.
Yeah.
Is he goes to his locker and sees the picture of all three of them.
Yeah.
From Independence Day, like the original one, but it's like the kid looks nothing like him.
Yeah, I know. It's so bad.
Like I told Sarah, like that guy looks nothing like me. What is this?
Yeah, none of this makes sense. I was adopted.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a couple parts that I really, really disliked about this movie. Okay, this whole plot line with the whole I'm guessing that's somewhere where did they say it was?
Africa.
In Africa.
I forgot what country though, but yeah.
Yeah, but he's going to like some kind of UN embassy thing. He's going out for the Earth's space defense or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's like this giant ship in this hole and he's like, whoa, how deep does this go? I'm like, It's been here for 20 years. You guys didn't think to investigate any of this? Like,
Yeah,
that's
was
the part
kinda weird,
that
'cause,
broke it for me. I was like, okay,
Because he was sent there because the warlord is just now opening the lands.
Okay.
That's why. Because it turned on.
And
So all that time in the 20 years, they kept the land off from other people snooping around and stuff.
Yeah.
'Cause it's their land.
it's
So
an
that's why he didn't know.
alien ship that nearly killed all of humanity. I don't care.
Just
Like
saying.
the
That
world
explains
has
it, David.
the world has united,
Plot
and we
hole
can't.
filled.
No, that's no.
Literally.
No. I don't mind the mantle core. I don't mind that. It was so paint by numbers when they shot down that alien at the beginning. I was like, that was the alien that was going to help us.
No, yeah.
It's like, really, like, you don't have to play it that strong. Because even like,
My thing was like when Jeff Goldblum was like, I don't think we should do this. It's like, this is the guy, right?
Yeah, who
he's
saved-
the leader of he's the director of the EDC,
Yeah.
the Earth Defense, whatever. Listen to the guy. Don't you think he knows? I mean, he's a director for a reason.
no, I know, but
That was stupid.
Shoot it. We're in America.
Yeah,
It's just like,
exactly.
it's so stupid. That's why I really had a big problem with this movie because it was so like, okay, I already know what's going to happen. They're going to cut that thing open and that's going to be the good guy that saves us.
Yeah.
And then like these aliens are so smart and no one's ever killed a hive queen. All we did was just,
Yeah, those are like, no one's ever done that before.
did
That's
like
like,
the-
she's right here. We found it's really hot, so that's her. Let's go do it.
no, but it's not even that. Like the part where the ball or whatever says, oh, no one's ever killed a hive queen before. And then it's like, we pulled like a Benny Hill, like, and like, oh, get her to follow you and then blow it up. It's
Well,
like,
the whole plan was just to shoot it a lot, right? To break down her shields.
yeah, it's just part of the movie was just like, ugh, like it's just so stupid. But I will say that the characters that they introduce are enjoyable. They're fun. I like the beginning part with the tugs or whatever they're called. That was cool. I like the technology that we integrated with ours and like how everything flies. But it's just,
It was kind of cool seeing that's the president's daughter. Because you're like, oh, that's the little girl.
yeah.
from the first
Bill
movie.
Pullman actually, I think, did a good job. I
Yeah,
thought
he
he was
rocked
actually pretty good in this. But yeah, generally this just has a lot of, like I said, it's not trying to be more than what it is.
It is a lot of the first movie. It's the
It's-
ship at the end flying up the thing to blow up the thing.
So stupid. And then it's just like all these one-liners, and he like shaves, and now he's like a fighter pilot, and it's like so stupid.
Dude, the ship landing. Oh my god. When they back up on the Earth and see the ship landed, and it's just like,
On top
it's
of
like
the
a
Earth,
third of the planet. Just like,
yeah. But
just
yeah,
imagining the amount of like, because they show like the legs or whatever, the
Yeah.
ship pressing down. It's like destroying a whole continent. It's hilarious.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's our spoiler. Again, you can now if you can come, we're out of spoiler territory. It's like I said, the destruction alone, just the technology of how it looks
Yeah,
awesome.
the CG's excellent.
Yeah, it's excellent. So go see it for the CG. Okay, so that's our thing of the week. We got Independence Day, which is kind of funny. We should have saved it for next week with our America episode.
I'm definitely going to see a movie. I think in the next month and a half, there's a movie I want to see every weekend, like an opening. So
Okay,
I'll
so-
have stuff.
So we'll have the standard review, and it'll be different things each week. This week it's a movie. Maybe next week it'll be a board game or a video game. We'll see. We'll figure out something.
It is summer blockbuster season, so maybe a lot of movies.
Yeah, actually,
I hope.
I wanted to. That you were saying Dory might still overtake.
Oh, it's confirmed.
Really? See, that's interesting. Dory
Yeah.
is. They're making Pixar, man. We spent the whole freaking 2 podcasts. They should pay us some money.
Fortnite talking about Pixar.
Fortnite. All right. So the other thing I wanted to bring up, we're going to now have our news story of the century.
of the week.
This week I wanted to bring up a very important story. This is the, I know it because my bank knows about it, the Steam summer sale. This happens every year, and every year I lose lots of money. Well, I don't lose.
They do the big sales 3 times a week. They
What do you mean?
Summer, spring, and winter.
You mean a year?
Yes.
I thought you said
That's
a week.
I did say a week.
but
Yeah, every year they do
I still
3
think
sales.
there's-
Is the summer the biggest one?
I think so. Summer, I always
Oh,
spend
it's
more
holiday.
money. No, I think it's summer.
Now, I have not participated in a Steam sale probably in a couple years now
You're crazy.
because I've been burned before.
Why?
Steam.
Oh, because you just spend money.
Well,
You're
it's
the
like, okay, every single Star Wars game in existence is on sale for $50. That's a good deal. That's every single Star Wars game. Of course, I'm going to play them all the way through. Buy it. I think I've played one for 5 minutes.
Don't worry, Gerald. I have some tips to help you get through the Steam sale. I looked up a bunch of articles, but first thing I wanted to talk about is just generally why the Steam sale is like important and cool and why you should know about it. It started probably at least probably 5 or 6 years ago, probably longer than that. Steam is a software, I guess is what it is. Like it's a store, right? It's also like
Steam is the
it's a-
storefront, but it's owned by Valve. Yeah.
So Valve, who is a game designer, game
developer.
They came out with this a long time ago, this thing called Steam, and it was supposed to be like, where you can like buy video games from them as well as other different games, and it kind of got some traction, and it was broken. I remember when it first came out, it was terrible.
Dude, I hated using Steam because you had to use Steam to play the newest version of Counter-Strike, and no one wanted to use Steam, and you had to.
It was terrible, and then they figured it out, and now they now they own the market. And I looked up some of the numbers from like last year. They made over like $235 million in revenue. Not I don't know what.
Is that gross? Or?
No.
Oh, okay.
But that's Oh, you mean net? I don't know. They made that. That's how much people bought during last year's summer sale. So they make a ton of,
just the sale.
just
Holy
the summer
crap.
sale.
All
So
right.
they make a lot of money off of these things. And so you can go in and you can pretty much buy almost, I'd say, any PC game at this point. Almost any PC game. There's a couple.
A lot of EA games are now released only on Origin. So if you want to head there, you got to go to Origin. Some of the other bigger companies are trying to do their own thing. But yeah, generally, what's great about Steam for me is like, oh, what's that game from 7 years ago?
They have it.
It's probably going to be on there digitally. Get it, download it, play it, done.
So it started June 23rd. It's going to end July 4th. And they've changed some stuff this year versus what they've normally done. Traditionally, they used to have these things called flash sales, which would only
Like
last
4 hours. Or
yeah,
6
4 or 5 hours, yeah. And then they also had daily deals, which would be just all day. And then they had like community sales. They would have like 4 or 5 games up, and then people would vote on it, and then there'd be a sale on that. They kind of got rid of that because a lot of people got upset because they're like, oh crap, I didn't check in like every day, and I really wanted that game. So they kind of have done away with that. Essentially what it's going to be is it's just kind of throughout the week. And I think it's shorter. I don't remember it being this short, but maybe I'm wrong.
I thought it was normally like 5 to 7 days normally, right?
Maybe. I don't know. But all these games on here, and what the discounts on these games, now they do bundles, we'll get to that. But the discounts on them are like legit discounts. Like they're not like, you get 10% off. First of all, I hate that stuff. Like, we
save you tax. Okay.
No, but it's like, here, type in this code and you get 10% off. I'm like, you know what? It's more, you know what? I don't want to type it. I want to pay.
What's the percent off that you would type it in?
25.
Wow. Okay.
I'd
say about 16.8%.
16.8%. No, but the discounts on this stuff is like 50, 75, 85. I've seen stuff at 90% off. And they categorize it in really genius ways. They have like a tab that says under $10. I'm like, $10. I'm going to burn that on freaking Cheetos at Burger King, so I might as well just get that now. But I wanted to talk about a couple of the games just to kind of tell you guys, and then I know he's played a few of them. The first one is Rust, which I know you.
Great.
$10. $10 for Rust.
I think it was the full price is 20.
Yeah, but that's still half off, dude. That's a good deal. Now
It's a great game, and there's mod support, so there's just a bunch of weird stuff out there. It's
but
a good
what
game.
is it? It's like an open world survival game.
Yep.
I got into it like for a minute. It's like one of those things where it's like you see the iceberg, you see the tip, and then you go.
Oh yeah, there's
and then
so
like
much
I was
stuff.
like, oh, this is cool. We like make a little fire and we like survive for warmth. And you're like, oh, we have like this little like hut, or like this little village. And I was like, oh, cool. Let me go see. It's probably gonna be like some teepees and stuff. It's like this giant.
Oh, that was when we were doing Rust Factions, right?
Oh my gosh, it was like insane. It was almost overwhelming. So I will say this game is cool, but you gotta.
But it's still in development, so like every week or every 2 weeks they'll have they're always adding new stuff. There's always fixing stuff. It's great.
Some games that I own that I haven't played yet. I bought them at the last sale. This is usually the problem.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. One of them is called Transistor. This is from
Bastion developer. Right?
Yeah, Bastion developer. It was originally for PS3. But it's got that really cool. Did you ever play Bastion?
I know Transistor. I know.
It's
I haven't
so
played
good.
it, but I know what you're talking about.
Oh, it's so cool. Just the aesthetics of it are awesome. So that's $5. That game's well worth $5. Like I know it was like a DLC type of game, like not DLC, but a independent developer, smaller game. But for $5, the game's fantastic.
Full price was 15. Right?
Yeah, and they do like I always liked in Bastion the narrator would like narrate what you were doing. That was so cool. I believe they do that. The sword in this is the narrator, or is like a character that talks to you throughout the game. So you can pick that up. Grim Fandango, which I've talked about on this podcast, the remastered version, $3.75. That game is well worth $4. Like you could not. That game is awesome. It's definitely dated because it's an old game.
Yeah.
Most of these are usually a few years old. So definitely pick that up. It's a story-based game. It's at Lucas Arts back in the style. You know, I think of like Day of the Tentacle, Curse of Monkey Island, Full Throttle, Sam and Max. It's got that type where it's it's a point and click adventure game. Awesome though. It's got. Remember we talked about Coco, the Pixar movie. So it's got like the Day of the Dead thing. You're a salesperson who sells dead people like voyages to the afterworld. It's really funny. It's got a cute.
So I could grim travel agent.
Yeah, exactly. The other one, which I actually did buy, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit, was The Witness, $32.
I should really finish that game.
25% off. Okay, I played this.
Sucks.
I played this for maybe 3 hours last night. This game is the most aggravating game I've ever played.
No, I need to go back and play it.
It is so
I was like on it for a while, but then other games come out.
No, but this game is it's a first person exploration puzzle game where it's all just line puzzles. And
We've talked, I think, hours on this.
Yeah, we've talked about it, but I hadn't played it yet, so I want to just basically real quick.
Yeah.
It is an amazing and an awesome game, but it is so aggravating because it is so hard. There is no explanation.
Well, the point is like if it's too hard, stop and just go to another one.
No, I know, but I've spent 3 hours.
Once you realize that, it'll make the game a lot easier.
That's why, honestly, the payoff. There was one that I figured it out. I was like, oh, that's how that puzzle works. Because it's not like.
Then you go back and you're like, after you learn the thing.
And you're like, oh, okay, now I got to go back and look at all the other puzzles that I didn't know. Because they get really interesting, and it's weird how it's an ingenious way of developing a game because of how much they know. Once I teach you this will probably not be a bridge too far. And then you go to, and like you're saying, if you don't understand, but once it's the same thing.
Combining multiple. Did you get to the sound ones yet?
No, don't ruin anything.
I'm saying, but there's some really cool sound ones in there.
Yeah, there's one where you have to like walk on stuff. It's like ridiculously hard. Okay, so that's The Witness. A couple other ones. Just Cause 3 for $15.
Nice. I just traded that in.
Yeah, but you and
I got $15 back.
For $15. That's an awesome deal. They also have Payday 2. Did you ever play any of the Payday games?
I think everyone has Payday 2, right?
I don't have it. I need to play it. It's a co-op game, but you have to have 4 players though. You can't play. Can you play with AI?
No, but the original Payday, I played Payday 2 for a little bit, but when it first came out.
But it's a heist game, right? You and your crew, like one person's the driver.
It's
one
hard.
That's what I've heard. Yeah. But I've heard it's a lot of fun because you get
you can get people.
It's like what Dane Cook talks about. Every guy wants to be involved in a heist. Where's the van? That's what this video game is. And Payday, I played. I did play Payday back in the day. But I played it like in passing. It was like one of those LAN party games where it's like, that's all. And you play one game and you're like, this is stupid. Let's go back and play Counter-Strike. But in this Payday 2 is supposedly a little bit more focused and just generally better.
Yeah, it's good.
So for $5, like I said, you can pick up all this stuff. Now I wanted to talk about the bundles because these are really this is where they get you.
Oh yeah, for sure. Every single game in this franchise for this amount of money sold.
Okay, check this out. The Witcher, number 1, number 2, and number 3 for $26.
They include the DLC?
No.
Okay.
But number 1, number 2, and number 3? Are you kidding me? Number 3 alone was amazing, is from what you've told me.
Yep.
Wild Hunt. They have the Assassin's Creed bundle, which is Black Flag, amazing game. The pirate one.
Yep.
Do me Johnny Walker, do. Unity, which is not so great. Rogue, which I didn't play because I think that was the one that was like
PSP or something like that.
Yeah, no, it was an Xbox One. Xbox. No, it was just Xbox. It was not it was an Xbox 360, not an Xbox One game. Because at the same time, Rogue came out, Syndicate I think came out, or right. Unity came out. One of the two.
I think it was Unity.
So you get Black Flag, you get Unity, you get Rogue, and you get Syndicate, which I have not finished. That's actually a good. They're taking time off. Syndicate was good. You get all of those for $62. Now it seems like a lot, but Syndicate, I think right now, if you bought it like brand new, it's like $30. So
yeah.
And Black Flag is so good. Like they should just make another Black Flag. The other one that I thought was interesting was, are you a big fan of the Telltale games?
I played through Walking Dead season 1. I liked it. I tried Walking Dead season 2, did not like it, and
Why?
I realized every single one of their games are exactly the same. I have their Game of Thrones, like the whole one. I played the first 2 episodes and just couldn't get into it.
Really? Even with the theme with Game of Thrones now? Are you excited about the Batman one that they're supposed to be going on?
No, not.
You're just done with that?
Done.
That mechanic?
It's all the same game.
Well,
the graphics are exactly the same.
You can get over 50 games from Telltale for $82. Now, I know that's the most expensive
all one
one.
game, just reskin for different things.
Stop it. Sam and Max, Puzzle Agent, which is not the same as the other one. Those games are great. Walking Dead, The Wolf Among Us, which I played, excellent. The Tales from Borderlands. Do you play Borderlands?
No.
Okay. The Game of Thrones, Back to the Future, Tales of Monkey Island, and there's like a whole bunch of other ones too. It's crazy.
You made a Jurassic Park one.
Yeah, that one wasn't good, I heard. But it's just like, I sit there, I'm like, will I play it? Like, that's a lot of games.
David, that's what you say.
I know.
You look at it, you're like, wow, it's a good price. I'm not going to play this.
But here's what you need to do. Looked up a bunch of tips on the internet on what to do when the Steam sale happens, because it's important that you don't just waste money, because I've done that. I've bought in the Star Wars bundle.
Delete your saved account information in Steam.
The first thing is set a budget. Don't go in with just an empty, like with all. You have to say, I'm only going to spend X amount of dollars on the Steam sale. If you do that, you will be far better off.
Okay.
Second, know what you want, like generally, because if you get lost, this is like browsing on Netflix, right? You don't do that. You got to go in with a plan on Netflix, what I want to watch, because if you do that, you're going to spend the next 45 minutes just looking at things you
I want
want.
to find a great single-player puzzle game.
Right, exactly. You have to have a focus here. Or I like this game, I want a game like that, right? That's
Exactly.
another good way to do it.
And Steam's really good about sorting out very specific categories.
Right. Don't think it's going to get cheaper. I do this. I'm like,
I was like that when I didn't know that they stopped doing the daily ones. When they did like the daily and the flash stuff, I'm like, it'll be like $5, 5% cheaper. Like,
yeah, just wait. No, it
days.
won't be cheaper, guys. This is it. Yeah. They really, I think they go to publishers and they're like, what is literally, again, I'm sure they make quite a bit of money because a lot of these games no one's buying anymore. And it's actually frustrating because I see the success of this Steam summer sale and winter sale and the Black Friday sale that they do and all that stuff. And you don't see that in the same, tradition within consoles. There are discounts through like the Xbox store, the PlayStation store and stuff like that, but it's not like this. It's not like such a grand scale. Now they do give away
gold
the free
stuff
game.
is cool. Now you get 2 games. So technically you get 4 games now every month.
Right. But it's still just, it needs to be like this. It needs to be this like celebration of like cheap games, old cheap games and bundles and all this great stuff. But I know that they have licensing deals and ultimately Steam doesn't have
They don't have the collection of games Steam has.
Well,
Steam can give you games that are 20 years old.
I don't think Steam
nothing.
cares about certainly they don't care about brick and mortar stores where developers do. They have to. Right?
Oh, yeah.
So they have different relationships that they have to worry about, where Steam doesn't. Check reviews. I do this constantly.
And Steam's really good. Like right below it,
It'll say
game is
overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah, exactly.
And most of the stuff that you'll see like marketed at the front, they don't put crappy games. They know better because ultimately they want you to be, enjoy the games.
Exactly.
Now, a lot of these games are very unique. Like, I put one on here, Crypt of the Neurodancer. This is a loot game, like a dungeon crawl loot game mixed with a time-based music game.
Interesting.
It's actually really cool.
Sounds familiar for something.
It came out a few years ago. Very, very great reviews. Undertale's another one on the Steam sale right now, which we've talked about. Great RPG game, but both of these games are very weird and very different.
Witness you can kind of put in that category.
Yeah, exactly. They're all very strange. So
they're not all action FPSs, guys.
Right. Keep your eyes open. And then also download like the Steam app, or you can go on to like there's other websites that actually categorize them by like they just do a better job of cataloging everything, so you can see like the percentage of discount. And you'll be. And do you do the Steam trading card stuff?
Nope.
See, I want to get into that because I heard you can actually sell them and get
I have
Steam
a bunch
bucks.
of them that I could probably sell.
Yeah, they say to do that through the Steam app. I know, but then you can buy games. Like
that's true.
That's awesome. Just sell all. Is there a sell all button? But yeah, that's the Steam sale. Again, I love this stuff just because it highlights games that a lot of people might not have played, but for the Steam sale. Like, I don't know how many people are like, hey man, you hear about Grim Fandango remastered? Like, where it's like $3.75. You're like, oh, I heard good stuff about that. I'll check it out. I'll click it. And then you play the first 15 minutes. You're like, oh, this is cool. I like this. So I just enjoy how it broadens the horizon of that stuff. So that is our news story of the century.
Of the week.
We will be doing that each week. Okay. Last thing for this week, we have a new segment called Ask Sit Down Standard. And we're going to...
Acids. Rolls right off the tongue.
Exactly. But basically what we want you guys to do is send us some emails. You can ask us literally anything, as long as it's entertainment involved, whether it's movies.
I'll tell you how babies are made. I don't care.
Stop it. But it can be about movies, video games, board games, whatever you guys want, or just general questions about us. We will be happy to answer. Exactly.
You'll never know until you ask.
But we are now going to incentivize it. Because we figure if we give away something, people will write.
We're desperate, guys.
Yeah,
Send us emails, please.
No. But what we're going to do, we're going to pick the best email each week that we have out of all the different emails that we get, and we did that this week. And we're going to award you with a gift card to either the aforementioned Steam,
you can get
Amazon,
like 16 games for that
for $5. Yeah, we're going to give away a $5 gift card. The winner will either pick Amazon, Steam, or Starbucks. So
cup of coffee. Get your cup of coffee.
Exactly. Actually,
easy.
Yeah, like a grande. No, we're not talking like a venti. Maybe. Depends on what you're going for.
Ice caramel macchiato is like $4.60 or something with
there
an
you
extra
go.
shot.
Extra shot. That's what you get here at SDS. Okay, so all you got to do, sitdownstandard@gmail.com. Send us an email. Email us anything. This week, we got a good email. This is from our friend Michael from Florida. He writes, What is the lack of Command and Conquer games?
Oh, this is my kind of question.
This was my favorite franchise since Command and Conquer #1 in 1995. Right, 1 year.
I'm more of a Red Alert guy, but it's
Yeah.
fine.
Okay. The last good release he says was in 2007 with Command and Conquer 3, and now it's completely dead. Was it 2007?
Command and Conquer 3, not Red Alert 3, right?
Yeah, Command and Conquer 3.
I would disagree.
Basically,
That
he
was a
says
good
he's
game.
found some replacements for these games, but they really just don't compare to the old school Command and Conquer. One of them is called Grey Goo, and another one's called Ashes of the Singularity. Basically, he's asking us, do we know of any other good real-time strategy RTS games that we play now? And he says he's not a fan of StarCraft, so don't use that. You Protoss loving fool. But he also says, also a worthy mention is a 1997 game that was ahead of its time and had amazingly good graphics, and that was Total Annihilation.
Oh my god, Total Annihilation was like my jam back in the day.
The problem with
Oh my god, that game.
really,
I haven't thought about that game in a long time. And they came out, the developers behind that game came out with a new game, and I forgot what it's called. Was it called Planetary Annihilation? I don't remember, but they came out with a more modern take on that game where you have a commander. There was a sequel to Supreme Commander.
Supreme Commander. Yeah, we played that right the other day.
Yeah, that's what. No,
What did we play? Rise of Nations.
Rise of Nations.
That's what we played.
Okay, so to answer your question is, what's the lack? Good question. EA drove Westwood Studios into the ground. That's why you don't see any good games.
Well, also, didn't the developer of Ages of Empire? They're gone too, right? Ensemble.
Yeah.
Ensemble Studios.
One more
I
time
think
about
they're
like
gone.
Command and Conquer. It was all Westwood, the drone to the ground. I would disagree that Command and Conquer 3 was a good game. Red Alert 3 was pretty good in terms of that old formula. They had a Command and Conquer 4, which was terrible.
But why aren't they bringing it back? I mean, they're bringing Halo
don't
Wars
play 'em.
2.
People
No,
don't play
but
Wars 2.
Halo Wars 2 is coming out. That's a game to look at.
I wish I played the beta when it was out. I did not get the chance because I was in California.
But I wonder-
that would probably be the next RTS.
Because it's this weird. It used to be like FPSs and RTSs. Those were like the games, right? Those are the
Yeah.
two types of games. I mean, there's plenty of other games, but those are two like pillars of the gaming world. And now FPSs are still there, but RTSs have died down. But that's kind of, it's this weird world of RTSs. You have no games, but then you have huge competitions for like StarCraft and.
But even StarCraft, like the new game that came out, was the last of the StarCraft 2 games. The
expansion for
Void
it?
one, yeah, the Protoss one. That didn't sell very well, but people just aren't in it, RTS anymore.
You think it's just a dead kind of it's a dead
I
mechanic?
think so.
I wish that they, I was thinking of it. I was trying to think of a game. I can't remember what it was called, where they use like RTS mechanics and then like you could do other things in addition to RTS. Because I think of like now RTS has kind of been, if you like RTS, the one thing I think of is like those tower defense games. But on a micro level, they have games where you can kind of go down. You can do the tower defense and then you can go down.
Yep.
I enjoy that mechanic more than I ever enjoyed RTS because I like the more micro combat part. Like you go into a soldier's body and then you actually fight from the
They
soldier's
have
position.
Total War. That's probably one
Right.
thing. The Total
That's
War
what I
games are
enjoy.
the closest thing to like, you don't have to worry about, well, you still, even the newest Total War game, Total War Warhammer?
Yeah, I think is what it is,
A couple
yeah.
weeks ago, or Dawn of War. Is more, Dawn of War is actually a really good RTS, and they're coming out with a new one this year or next year.
So see, they're still coming out with them. It's just, I
They're
think
just not as big as they used to be.
but they're
Especially
not-
like Command and Conquer games.
Right,
Like,
'cause-
I just want super simple, get your minerals, build a death ball, kill your enemy, right? Isn't that what it always is? And
Yeah.
they don't really have a lot of games where you can do that anymore. Even StarCraft's like a super micromanagement now where I don't enjoy playing StarCraft anymore.
right because it's almost it's gotten too smart. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, and you get like, oh, I didn't do my build order correctly, so now I'm going to lose the game. And it's
Right.
just, it's too.
And there's I see
stressful.
honestly, if you like RTSs, I know I always promote board gaming on this podcast, but RTSs, if you like that mechanic of that start from nothing, build up slowly, and then by the end you've got this big giant machine. There's a ton of board games that do that in a very interesting and fun way where your hand isn't constantly slapped like you sometimes get in newer RTSs where if you just don't do it right, it's a diamond, right? You all end up usually at about the same spot. Usually, one person's ahead. That's how you determine the winner, but it's that diamond shape. So you all start at the same spot, then there's variations, and then you usually all end up in the same spot. Like I think of games like Caverna or Le Havre. UA Rosenberg makes most of these games, but they're really good engine building mechanics where you get to, you put your resources or you mine resources this way and then you get to do this with that particular resource and then the other person might go a different route, but you kind of all end up with the same type of civilization or whatever it may be. So if you enjoy RTSs, I recommend go check out, Le Havre would be my specific pick because it fits that. It means harbor, and you're running a harbor, and like you're taking in fish, and then you sell the fish to build better buildings so you can take in more stuff and store more stuff. It's RTSs.
See, to me, RTS is more like area control. Like I think Game of Thrones, or
that's a mechanic of it.
No, is more what I like about RTS.
You like the war part of it.
Yeah.
See, I enjoy
combat.
I enjoy when I play RTSs, this is the first thing I do. A wall off everything. I'm like Donald Trump. I build a wall everywhere. I build a giant wall.
Make the enemies pay for it.
Yeah, exactly. I make Protosses pay for it.
I mean, the closest thing to RTS right now, I mean, it's weird. Like RTS kind of branched off to like, instead of like the super simple gather your resources and build stuff and kill stuff.
Yeah.
You have strategy now, so you have Civ.
Right.
Which are like super strategic, all that kind of stuff.
See, it's too heavy.
And you still have RTS elements in Civ. And I freaking love Civ.
I did too. The last one I played was like Civ 3. The problem with Civ is like, I'm just gonna play just one more, like just a couple more, and then it's like
I
2 in
think
the morning.
Alex and I played a round of Civ 5. I want to say for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's one of those.
And one morning we played to like 4 or 5.
Yeah, that's one of those few games that like just one more.
But I think
just
after we finally finished that one game, after like weeks of like playing
back and forth,
it was like, I think I'm good.
Yeah, we're done.
I'm good on the Civ for like a couple of years.
Sid Meier. They actually have a Sid Meier Civilization board game, by the way.
Of course they do, David.
All right. Well, thank you for your email. We will get in touch with you, Mike from Florida. You get to pick, like I said, $5 Amazon, Starbucks, or Steam. You can go buy 10,000 games with your $5 on Steam right now. But yeah, just shoot us an email. It's at
Gmail, sitdownstandard@gmail.com.
And again, this is the last time we're going to mention it before we start announcing winners. So you only have till the end of the month. So go out. It's June for St. Jude, our contest, our giveaway. All you got to do, donate $5 to at least $5 to stjude.org/donate. We've got tons and tons of great stuff to give away.
Or the giant thing right here.
No, seriously, it's like we could build a wall out of giveaways. Or you can then you take you donate and then you snap a photo of your donation, put it on your Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever you want with hashtag
pound
or hashtag SDS giveaway. Or you can just add us. That'll, at Sit Down Standard, it'll notify me.
We'll see it.
Or you can just email it to us. If you don't want to post it on any of those, you could just send it to us. Again, the email is sitdownstandard@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
And then while you're doing that, why don't you just ask us a question?
Yeah, easy.
You can kill
P.S.
Kill 2 birds with one stone.
Yeah, done.
Kill 2 aliens.
Not only will you be giving at least $5 to charity, we'll be giving you $5.
Yeah, so it's almost
charity for us.
Yeah, exactly. It'll break even. If you ask a question, you have a chance of breaking even.
Exactly.
That's a good point. I didn't even think of that. So you can email us. You have till the end of the month, July 4th. We're going to announce all the winners. And 2 limitations again. You have to be a resident of the continental U.S.
Yes.
And it's limited 1 entry per person. So go out there. Donate, folks. We want to give so much of this stuff away. We've actually raised quite a bit of money. I'm excited to say how much we've raised when we end this.
Are we in the B's?
No, not in the B's. We're not in the 3 commas. Not yet. That's what you're out there to do. Yeah. So is it go like this or like this? Okay. Until next time. Bye.
See ya.